Alright everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we are working on a Subaru Outback. Once again, another dog hauler. So tons and tons of dog hair to remove inside of this one. The customer called us out because they're going to be selling the vehicle, and they just wanted to get it all properly cleaned up before selling it so they can get the most money for the car. As always, if you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and do so now. Make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. We are doing that $200 Amazon gift card giveaway at 5,000 subscribers. All you have to do is make sure that you comment down below on every video coming up until we hit that 5,000 subscriber mark. And then we will be selecting 5 or 10 of the most consistent commenters, and then we'll do one of those little random app selectors to come up with the winner. So good luck to all of you. Make sure you comment down below and also like the video, and we'll get into this one in a second. Alright, so here we go guys. We're going to go ahead and unwind our 50-foot Uberflex hose. I am just using a standard Ryobi pressure washer, but getting this 50-foot Uberflex hose makes a gigantic difference. It's a really great hose, really long and flexible, and it makes the job a lot easier. So on this one, I'm going to start off on the engine compartment. I do make sure I cover the alternator first and foremost with a towel. You don't want to soak that, so make sure that that is covered. And then I'll go ahead and rinse the whole thing down. Now I'm just coming back with some degreaser. I'm actually using Super Clean here. I'm using it straight, zero dilution, just using it full strength and spraying down the whole area. I actually come at it from 3 different directions just to make sure that I'm getting every corner and every little nook and cranny of the engine compartment so that we can get it nice and clean. Now I just let that sit for a minute. Let the degreaser do its job and break down the dirt, and then I will go back after it with my little detail brush and agitate all the spots that had a lot of dirt and get those all loosened up before rinsing it out. And now that I have everything agitated, I'm going to go ahead and rinse it out again. And this time I will be also spraying from 3 different directions, just like I did with the degreaser. I'll be doing the same with the water to make sure everything gets rinsed out properly. Alright, so now as that's just drying off a little bit, I'll go onto the wheels and the wheel wells, starting off with wheel wells and spraying them out completely, and then rinsing off the wheel and then applying my wheel cleaner. All right, so now I've just lowered the hood and I'm gonna go ahead and do my initial rinse on the whole entire vehicle. Just rinsing off any of the heavier kind of loose stuff that is on the paint, getting that out of there before I use a foam cannon. And so here we go with the foam cannon. Again, a lot of people seem to ask quite a bit. I do replace the orifice inside of the foam cannon to a 1.1 millimeter orifice. And again, that will be linked down in the description below to the one we use. And what that does is it reduces the water that's coming through the pressure washer, so you're not getting a really watered down foam. You're getting a nice thick foam from it. And now I come back with my boar's hair detail brush and I work out all the tight areas, all the spots that won't come out just from my usual wash mitt, like the emblems there, and get all the dirt and stuff out of there and loosened up so that it'll rinse away nicely. Now, as that's sitting there, I'm just taking the opportunity to remove the plastic mats that were in the vehicle. And now I'm gonna go ahead and get my wash mitt, and basically what I do is I do a wash and clay in the same step. It's pretty safe as long as you do it in this fashion. So what I do is I wipe down the whole panel with the wash mitt, which collects any of the dirt and grime, and then I go after it with the clay using the lubricant from the soap, and it works super, super well and also saves a lot of time. And then we go ahead and rinse the whole vehicle down. And then we also go into the door jambs at this point, and just using a 15-degree nozzle on my pressure washer, I spray out those, and as long as you're careful, then it really doesn't get a lot of water anywhere else other than where you want it, right in the door jambs, so you don't have to worry about it flooding out anything. And keep in mind that we are going to go to the interior after this, so anything that did get in there, we're going to be wiping up and cleaning anyway. And now we go back out over the whole vehicle with our blower and blow air dry the car. I like to do it this way. It just reduces any risk of marring or wash marks from another towel. So I take the time to blow dry the car down as much as I can, and then open the hood back up and dry out the engine compartment as well. Now we're moving on to the interior. Like I said, guys, a lot of dog hair and everything in this one, so I always do my initial vacuum in certain areas, and then I'll go back with my lily brush to remove the hair. This is a really great item. You can see it right there. It's about $10 or $12 on Amazon, and it makes pet hair removal so much easier. So I highly recommend you guys getting one of those. Again, link is down in the description below if you want to check that out. You can see the vacuum just does, I mean, it does pick up some stuff, but especially with longer pet hair, it really just won't pull it out of the fibers of the carpet. Especially on these Subarus, it's kind of a so-so nap on the carpet. It kind of holds a lot of things. So having that lily brush to assist in gathering up all the hair really makes the job get done a lot faster and a lot more effectively. Now moving on to the back seat and just vacuuming up all the crumbs and everything else like that was in there. The customer did have a child in a car seat, and as usual, a bunch of different types of little food and snacks get kind of everywhere. So make sure to vacuum all that up before we extract. Now we come back with our steam machine. We use the McCulloch 1375, and I steam clean all the carpets. I'm not going to show everything because it's kind of repetitive, and sometimes it's hard to film it with the amount of steam that's coming out, but we do hit all the carpets with that. Now we're moving on to the extractor on the back seat, and then we will work our way around to all the seats in the vehicle. So first we spray on our solution, then we agitate it with our drill brush attachment, get everything nice and loosened up, and then we'll come back with the extractor and suck it all away. It's one thing I do like about this little Bissell Spot Clean Pro. It's such a small unit that it fits in nice and tight little spots. You can see that the hose isn't super long, but the unit itself is nice and small, so I can put it right there. Also, the head of the extractor is nice and small as well. So although it does take a little bit more time to extract an area, it does fit in the tighter spots of the seat really well. So that's just kind of a pro and con to it, but I really like it for that purpose of getting into those tighter spots. Now, just real quickly, I'm going to spray on, this is a product from Malco, I believe, and basically it is a 2-in-1. It's a protectant, but it also has a cleaning agent in it, and I really like it for cleaning up these rubber mats. You can see it looks perfect, brand new right there, and it's also protected. Now I'm using the same product to go over the engine and dress everything up. This is a water-based product, so you don't have to worry about it getting too slimy, and I know I have a lot of mechanic friends that hate it when people have their engine compartments all dressed up because they use a silicone-based dressing, which makes everything really slick. This is a water-based dressing, so it'll kind of air dry on its own. Just go and wipe it up with a microfiber applicator pad, and then it'll dry out from there, and it makes it look perfect. So now moving on to the interior, just agitating the whole area with some chemical on my boar's hair detail brush and getting everything nice and cleaned up. And same thing for the center console. I'm gonna work the areas on the top surface of it first. I actually did remove the inserts. You can see them sitting there on the seat, and we'll be cleaning those up later. Now moving back onto the exterior, and I'm going to be applying my wax onto the vehicle. This is actually a hybrid product. It's a polish with a protectant in it. It's from 3D Products and it's called Speed. Really amazing product, guys. I love using this stuff. It goes on really easy, does an amazing job, and also protects the vehicle. And even in direct sunlight, I'm typically, unless it's on a black car on a super hot day, I can typically go around the entire vehicle with the product and then come back after I'm done and wipe it all up with a microfiber towel. And now I'm just going through and also wiping up all the door jambs as I'm cleaning up everything else. And now I am finally applying my ceramic detail spray. This is a product from Technician's Choice, and you can see the paint there is absolutely beautiful. The car is a few years old, but that HD Speed really cleans it up nicely, and then putting a little coat of the ceramic detail spray on top really makes it pop. Now one of the final things, I'm actually moving on to the windows. And again, guys, I've talked about this before, but I actually just use water for my windows. I load up a microfiber towel and get it nice and wet, wipe it on the window, get it everything released, and then I buff it out with a nice dry microfiber towel. Another reason I like to use just water is if you use certain products that have ammonia in them, they can actually damage tint over time. It'll kind of eat through the tint. So using water won't have any of those issues. Obviously it keeps it really safe and it does an amazing job and leaves no streaks behind. And here's the final result, guys. Sorry I didn't film dressing up the tires and stuff, but obviously we did that. Here's the paint all nice and clear. You can see my truck in the background. The interior is nice and clean. All the dog hair is removed. Everything looks perfect. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Always remember to do that. Give us a like or a thumbs up on the video. That helps the algorithm so more people can find it. And once again, we will see you guys on the next video.